12:45. A husband and a wife looks out the window. They see something that doesn't belong in the driveway, but it's there anyway. Like a thought that tells you something don't feel right, but still you pretend to be brave. Cause some things have been left unsaid. The wife says, "There's a white van in our driveway. You see it too, right? Look, it's right there." The man looks close and says, "It's pitch black out there, but I see it." Then he says, "Don't worry, I'm gonna go tell him to move it." The wife says, "Don't go out there, just call the police." Then the husband tells his wife, "It's no need for that, I got this. Wait here and keep watch. I'm gonna go grab something real quick, and then I'm gonna go walk out there and say hello to the asshole that's in our driveway." Then the wife says, "Okay, just be safe." While fear was spreading down below, at the bottom viciously through the lower chambers of the house. Tonight you will see how real a game can truly get. Understand that I'm always watching, and that your eyes are not deceiving you. They see only the truth. Know that when it's time to collect, I was in shadow, and he will come as a vicious lion, one that appears from the shadows to devour you in your final moments. You're on the other side now, no turning back. In the upper quarters of the house, behind the door, creeping into the bedroom, slithering right into the ears of a young woman. Sarah. What was that? Is someone there? Damn, this rock music is eerie. It's like I can hear him in my head. I'm high as fuck right now, so if I'ma die, I might as well die while I'm high. Ring, 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 ring. Sarah answered the call on her computer. "Hey, Nicole." "Hey, Sarah. Are you dead yet?" Sarah said, "No, I'm still breathing." Then Nicole said, "He's gonna get you." Then Sarah said, "I know, and I'm ready for it. I'm gonna relax in the bath in a minute and get naked, so when he comes, he can just throw me on the bed and fuck me." Nicole says, "You know he's gonna kill you after." "But I envy your braveness." Sarah says, "Why?" Nicole says, "I know you're not gonna use a condom, so all the other girls are gonna kill you when you lock them down." Then Sarah says, "They'll be too afraid to try me, cause I'll be by his side. Everyone is so afraid of him. And yeah, maybe he might kill me after, but at least then I'll go to slide the underworld, where we could be together for all eternity. Any place is better than here." Then Nicole said, "I feel that. I want him to come see me too. I let him rough me up and everything." Then Sarah said, "Why not slow and passionate, like a massage on my body?" Then Nicole says, "I don't care, I just want him to see me." Then Sarah says, "Same." Nicole says, "Hey Sarah, well I'll be on Slide of Underworld tonight playing later. Maybe once your time is complete and you survive, will you join me tonight? Once your wait time is lifted. Your timer should be finished by now. How much longer does it say?" Sarah says, "Hold on, let me check my phone. It says Jigsaw have arrived." "What does that mean? Have it ever said that for you before?" Then Nicole says, "No, but I heard of this one time about this girl where it said the same thing for her and she went missing." Then Sarah said, "Who's the girl, me?" Then Nicole said, "How did you know?" "Sarah, that's great news. Now you might actually see Lucifer in person. I'm so jealous. I never got that message before." Then Sarah said, "I'm special." Then Nicole said, "You are special, you matter so much to me. We grew up together." Then Nicole and Sarah both said, "Freaky Deemy girls for life." "Hey Sarah, my mom is being bitchy again. Call you later when she calmed down." Then Sarah said, "Don't leave me." Then Nicole said, "Bye, bestie." Then Sarah said, "Bye." Sarah put her headphones back on, then grabbed a soda out of her mini fridge and walked to the bathroom connected to the room. She cut on the bath water in the tub and took her clothes off. She stood naked in front of the mirror, and sexually, she said, "Look at me, Lucifer. See my sexy body. Have me tonight. I'm ready." Then she looked at her phone and looked at the camera and smiled. And then she waved and blew a kiss. She slowly eased into the tub and indulged in songs written just for her from the devil, while the soothing water made her relax and calm. Randomly, the music got louder and louder and louder. She snatched her headphones off. She felt like she was about to die. Her heart was racing. She felt freezing cold like ice. And her heart was pushing out of her chest. The fear was creeping in. And she thought, what could it be? But she remembered real quick, the game is real. Sarah, do you feel me now? Sarah then said, I'm going crazy. I can hear voices. I then said, Sarah, you're not going crazy. You already crossed over to the other side. You just haven't seen it yet. Then Sarah said, who are you? Then I said, you already know who I am. Then she said, are you God or the devil? Then I said, I'm both. Then she said, how can I hear you? Then I said, I'm here to guide you. Come outside, Sarah. Then Sarah said, hold on. Which one are you? The good one or the bad one? Sarah waited, but she didn't hear nothing back in her mind. Her heart was racing. Thoughts was going crazy. And one voice that she decided to hear just went silent. Sarah wrapped a towel around herself and opened the bedroom door. Her dad walked past with a gun in his hand and briefly said, stay in your room, Sarah. Don't leave. Sarah said, why? Her dad said, listen to me. Don't leave your room until I say so. Then he walked downstairs. Sarah shut the door and started shaking. Then I said, Sarah, if you stay here, you're going to die. You need to hurry. Come to me. Come to me. Then Sarah said, what do you want me to do? My dad said to stay in my room. I can't do nothing. Then I said, think outside the box. Sarah looked at her window and got an idea. She started putting her clothes on and became determined to survive. Downstairs, the husband tells the wife, did he move? The wife says, no, he just been sitting there. The husband opens the door and walks outside. As he walks towards the van, he felt his legs get weak and tremble. He felt light and jittery. It's been a while since he felt like this, but this was nothing like the other times. Nothing could compare to how he felt right now. His pride was hurt, so he did the only thing he could do to cover it up. He forced himself to become angry. He approached the van in a passive-aggressive way. He walked right up to the van, tapped on the window and said, hey buddy, is anyone in there? You can't park here. No one answered. Then he felt the urge to turn around and go inside the house because he felt the fear building up and he couldn't bear it. He felt like he was going to pass out. His ass became heavy, his head became dizzy, and all of this felt like a bad dream. He turned around, faced his wife, which was watching from the windows, looking out of the blinds. He said, call the police. No one's in the vehicle. Then swiftly, someone from behind the back of the van, behind on the left side of the van, they was crouching down. A dark figure ran up fast with a thin razor-sharp wire and proceeded to choke the man from behind. Within seconds, the man was decapitated, gushing blood from his neck, squirting out booze and blood all over the driveway pavement. The husband was now laying dead in a puddle of blood. The wife turned around and ran upstairs. She banged on the daughter's door and said, open up. You opened the door and looked right at your mom. You looked at her face. Something was wrong. You said, what's wrong, Mom? Then your mother said, you need to hide, honey. Get under your bed. I'm gonna call 911. Then Sarah said, we can leave through my window. Then the mother said, your father already bolted your window because he thought he heard a boy in your room one time. Then Sarah said, why didn't he tell me he bolted my window? Now how are we supposed to escape? Then the mother said, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. Sarah, I'm gonna make sure you get away. No matter what happens, I won't let nothing happen to you. Now get under your bed. Do you hear me? These are your final moments. It's the end of the line. Nowhere to go from here. This is why your story ends. Your only choices will be the cause of your death. As I whispered them words, tears started pouring down from your eyes. You looked at your mother. She could see it too. It's over for both of you. This is where the story ends. The mother started crying and saying, God, please, don't let my daughter die. Let her get away. Let her make it to see tomorrow. It's okay if I die. I already said to my fate, I'm at peace. The mother fearfully pulled out her phone and called 911. Already grieving her daughter's loss and even her own. She already accepted her fate. Loud gunshots popped off downstairs and the glass shattered. The mother started barricading the door with bookshelves and desks, whatever she could find. I walked into the dark house and headed upstairs. I spoke and said, Shadow, handle the rest from here. And then Shadow manifested and took form right outside your closed bedroom door on the other side. The mother started hearing loud growling from behind the door. It sounded like a lion was lurking in her home. Each growl that she heard altered her breathing patterns. She was holding her breath because each time she breathed, her lungs felt like exploding. Cause right now her heart was racing faster than she could breathe. Your throat is closing from lack of air. It's getting way harder and harder to breathe. The fear is devastating for you. And just when you thought it was over, everything gets silent. She stopped hearing noises. The house got quiet. She started to feel safe as she prayed to me that I would just leave her alone and I'd take her life away or her daughter's. It's already too late. Black smoke was already flooded in the room from under the door. Right then, Sarah knew it was Shadow that just entered the room. She knew Shadow couldn't be killed, or at least she didn't know how to kill him. You devoted your soul to the devil. You enjoyed living in hell. She played the gun knowing the cause, but she never knew how real it could get. You thought it was just a gun. Sarah said, please, I don't want to die. I take it back. Then I said, Sarah, this is what you wanted. Don't run from me. Come out from under the bed. And Sarah said, fuck you. Then I said, I'm gonna fuck you rough and rough and rough. And Sarah screamed and said, get out of my head. The smoke once completely in the room started to take formation. Then Shadow appeared. He started to choke the mom out. She was dead immediately when he snapped her neck by twisting her head around. He's twisted her head around. He twisted your mama head around. The mother fell to the floor, and the shadow reached under the bed and grabbed your arm and pulled extremely hard and drug your ass out from under the bed. He pulled you right into the open, then Shadow grabbed your throat, forced open your mouth, and became smoke as you digested Shadow into your body through your mouth. Everything went dark and silent. Sarah then fainted and hit the floor. Doctors circled around her. We don't know what could be the cause. One doctor says, you don't think we can save her? She's been here for a while already. Pretty soon we should probably pull the plug. Another doctor says, we don't have to pull the plug. She still has a lot of brain activity. That means she's in a whole other world. And she just need to wake up and come back to us. Then the other doctor said, but when? Then she says, just give it time. She'll pull through. She's strong. She's the only survivor from a vicious attack. The rest of her family's dead. Then the other doctor says she doesn't have anything to come back to. And even then, for all we know, she's probably dealing with a never-ending nightmare. A nightmare. Then one doctor says, don't say that. And then that same doctor leans into the girl and says, keep fighting. We need to be brave. Come back to us. Come back to us. Deep down in Sarah's mind, she wakes up in a chair, tasting blood and metal. She wiggles in her seat. She looks to her left and sees a TV that just got on. She sees Jigsaw. Hello, Sarah. You know me, and I know you. But do you know me truly? I want to play a game. Here's what happens if you lose. The device you're wearing is hooked into your upper and lower jaws. When the time in the back goes off, your mouth will be permanently ripped open. Think of it like a reverse bear trap. Here, I'll show you. There's only one key to open the device. It's in the stomach of your dead cellmate. Look around, Sarah. Know that I'm not lying. You better hurry up. Live or die. Make your choice. Sarah then started to try to break free from the chair. She managed to slip her arms out from under the bandage. She stood up. The minute she stood up, the timer started. She reached to the back of her head and felt the trap and the lock. She knew she was in hell. She walked around the room until she found the body. Then she picked up the knife. The random guy on the floor opened his eyes, looking right at Sarah. Sarah then says, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I need that key. She stabbed the guy right in his stomach. She started tearing deep gashes in him, stabbing him, stabbing you right in the stomach. She cut open the wound and started digging in his guts. Her hands was bloody. She didn't know what to look for, so she started scooping guts from the guy's stomach and throwing it on the floor. She seen the key covered in blood on the floor. She picked it up, but Sarah, you're already too late. The bear trap immediately opened. The minute she touched the key, the bear trap swung open and her head exploded, sending blood splattering chunks everywhere. As Sarah lay in a hospital bed in a coma, blood started pouring from her nose and from her ears. Her heart flatlined. Doctors rushed in saying, oh no, oh no, oh no, this is bad. You died in the hospital bed, midday. No matter how many doctors around you now, it won't matter. Cause your soul belongs to the devil. Oh no.